Everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another December daily. This is day number 3 and I want to say this is how I start every time I go in to my room and I pick another day. I always go back and I put the cards right away into the album, and then I go back and see, okay, the first day I did this color, the second day I did that color, and then you saw me bringing it back, and I want to make sure that the green and the reds were going to coordinate. And that's how I go about getting all the pages done. Just to make sure that I don't do all aqua pages or all green pages or, red pages. I always bring my album back, see what I've did the day before, because it's not necessarily, I'm not up there necessarily every single day making pages. It's whenever I have some time. So some days I have time to do a couple of days, and some days I don't even have time to go up there. And it's funny because the first few days of December, I was like, I have nothing to document. Like, my life is pretty boring. And but I was just taking stuff like around the house and that kind of stuff. And today's December 16th, and I have to say I probably have more pictures than I can probably add in each of the days, which is fine. I'll just choose whichever one I want to print, and I'll just print those, and maybe in the journaling part I can just talk about all the different things that we did. It just seems that the last 8-9 days have been really super busy, so lots to document. For the cards for this one, I decided on both red and green. Now that I know which cards I'm going to use as the background, as all my cards, I'm going to start pulling in embellishments that are in that color. Now I have to say, I've kind of made a decision. I don't know if I'm going to use the page protector that has all 9 3x4s. If I can, I'm going to do every single day using this page protector with the 2 4x6 and the 5 3x4s. I really like that configuration. And I haven't checked yet, but I'm hoping that I have enough to last all the days. I like having a couple of, cards that are 4x6 instead of having all 3x4s. So I might, if I don't have enough, I'll try to, just put one once in a while. Of course, I'll have to use the front and the back, but I'll try to use as little as possible of the other page protectors. And again, these page protectors and the album, I got it last year at Studio Calico. I bought a 9x12 album and a whole bunch of different page protectors, which I ended up not doing a December daily last year, but it didn't go to waste because I'm going to, do one this year. And that has totally been my thing this year. If you've been following me for a while, you know that this year I decided to use what I have and to use the supplies that are in my scrap room. So when I did decide to do the December daily, I said, okay, let's go in the stash and see what I have that I can use, for my December daily. All these cards that I'm using was actually cards that I had put together 2 years ago for my December daily, or my document December of 2 years ago, and I had a pretty big stash of each that were left over. And so it's nice to be able to use these up. These were all either Project Life cards or some pattern papers that I had cut down to 4x6. And then I decided I would just cut them down to 4x6. And then if I need to cut them down to 3x4, then I can just cut it right in half and make 2 cards. And that's exactly what I did with that card that I'm touching right now with the diagonal stripes. That was a 4x6. And I just cut it down to 3x4 because that's the size that, in the pocket that it was going to fit. Now that, everything is there, then I pulled a whole bunch of different embellishments that were in the colors that I'm using. And now I'm starting to, go through all the cards and seeing where everything can fit. I did take that tag and I cut it in half, and I'm going to use the top of it on the bottom card, and then I'm going to use the bottom of it, which has a bunch of little trees, on the top card. And then there was a little saying, and I cut it in two so that it would fit totally over that card. Oh, I shouldn't say card, over that tag, so it fits nicely over that tag. And then I just grab some embellishments and see where, I'd like to place them. I want to use that Be Jolly, but because it is a transparency, it's not really sticking out on that busy card. So then I take a Project Life card, which is just a grid card, and I just glued it using some wet glue, and I just put the wet glue where the word is, under the L and under the J and so on and so forth, and then that way you don't see the glue because it's got color over top. And then I'm going to put it right in dab smack in the center of that card. And this time around I decide to use some distress ink and just ink the edges of a few cards. I think the most time-consuming thing of December Daily is doing this part, figuring out what cards you want to use and the bit of embellishments. And the second thing is remembering to take pictures every day, right? That was probably the hardest thing for me, was to remember to take pictures, because on the way there I think about it, and then once I get there and on the way home, then I'd be like, oh, I forgot to take a picture again. And that was what happened the first few days, and then once I got into the habit of taking the pictures, then it's not so bad. The next thing is printing all these pictures. That takes a bit of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little session where I'm going to be printing 10 or 12 days all at one time. And I'm just going to bring my Canon selfie and I'm going to put it on my kitchen table, and I'm going to sit there with my iPhone and, choose the pictures I'm going to print. I'm going to have little envelopes or little sticky notes, and I'm going to put, day 1, day 2, day 3. So then I don't have to do this more than once. As I print it, if I know it's day 1 pictures, I can put it in an envelope that's day 1. Or, like I said, a sticky note that you can put in behind the picture or gently write on the picture, and then putting the pictures into these won't take too much time because the hard part is done. Like, all the embellishing is done. The only thing I got to add is, maybe with some tiny stickers, I'm going to add some titles to some of the pages and then add the journaling. And that's going to complete day 3. So stay tuned. I'll be probably uploading a video every day or every couple of days with my December daily. So I just want to say, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. And if you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.